March reading. I tried to move the incense and I put it on top of my water pump and it fucking fell down. Set the house on fire. Okay, we're here to do the Aries reading, and when I was tuning into yours, there's been a few things that have been coming through. I do think some of you might be travelling, and I'd like to say thank you to, I can't pronounce her name, she's probably going to shoot me, Christiana, I think it is, in Melbourne. Thank you for my cards, I love them. Been an absolute angel. So we're going to be using these. I have used them on a couple of friends that were initially clients, but now they're friends. They're family. Hi Alex, how are you? So, what I'm feeling for you guys is you've got, number one, you do have a surprise coming up for you. So this is going to come out of left field. Generally, like I said to you, when I'm trying to tune into a certain zodiac sign, synchronicities and things happen around me, and I feel as though something's going to make you jump out of your skin. You're not going to be quite prepared for it, including my smudge, which is going to give me hay fever, and it feels like it's something that you were hoping for but you are not expecting to transpire or come through. Now for some of you this could be business, but it also does feel like there may be a surprise visit from somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. And for some of you, this can be a love interest. And it's really going to surprise you. For some of you, this direct love interest has not been present in your life for a very long time. And it may be that they just jump into town and they come out of nowhere. And they're really going to, like, you literally do not know that they're coming. And it's going to make you jump out of your skin. It may be someone, for some of you, that you were married to that kind of pops back in. For others of you, it could be totally different, but it feels more a romantic interest. I do feel you guys are going to travel as well. There is an aspect of travel around you. Why, I don't know, but there just seems, for some of you, it might be that, and I know this isn't a nice message, but it's like you knew somebody was going to pass away and they already have, and there's a funeral. So if for some of you that might be, or a wake or something to that degree. For some of you it may actually be, yeah, it feels more a funeral. But it feels as though if this does happen, this was someone you knew that was already sick and you're almost graciously letting them go. Because it was their time, so to speak. So if this message is relevant to you, it was someone that had been sick for a very long time, and it is like a spiritual ceremony, so to speak. So it could be a funeral, or it could be something of a healing ceremony, but it feels as though they're physically going. And you're well, and you knew this was going to happen, so that aspect of it won't be a surprise. But I can see a road trip connected to that, and something connected to going back down memory lane with this person. Now, smudge is like just smoking me out. Okay, I'm going to see what's coming through. I was going to do Taurus, but then Aries jumped into my head. Now, you guys are still focused on money, and there is forward movement with money. You're still a bit unsure about certain things. You're wanting to manifest it, and you're trying to jump in the deep end with it, but you're also not completely committed to it. So it's not that it's not going to move forward. It just feels as though it's Groundhog Day for you. So there's work connected to it, or you know, anything that you're wanting to manifest, you're going to have to put the work into it. Some of that paperwork might be a bit arduous, so to speak. And you'll work with the energy and, you know, make it move, so to speak. It's going to be testing though, because you're going to have other things at left field coming at you. Okay, what do we have? Okay, you're going to be dealing with aspects of your emotional self. You got the faith, what's it called? Something to do with someone who hasn't been directly loyal to you. This can be in your friendship, this can be in your personal life, it can be in your love life. You're dealing with aspects of that. Also, it may be that you're really questioning a commitment connected to a person, a job, or a road that you had thought about going down. I'll pull clarifier on that. Now, you feel you know all you need to know, that you don't need to go down that road any further. And now, you know, you're not being your worst enemy. You're just getting to the point where you're looking at it very differently. And where you're not committing to a situation is because you can see the future connected to how this is going to go. So it's more a judgment you're making on a situation. And where you don't need to learn any more about it is because you actually know either what this given situation is, and that although it might be, you can put your rose-coloured glasses on connected to either a love interest or, you know, a plan or a physical friend, it may even be. You know, you deep down do know. So please follow your intuition connected to how that's going to directly relate. And it might be someone's energy that's very nervous, because I keep stuttering and that's not quite like me. Now, this person's not your enemy, but it's not for your higher good. So it may be the love or the job or something that you're doing. It's not for your higher good. It may not be the end of it right away, though. So you may be assessing it in March. Also, in the Libran video, this come through as well. Something directly related to May is going to come through. I will pull a couple of cards for that because it's happened in 2 videos now. So we'll see what's coming through for that. Some of your old plans you actually need to pull together. It's like you put them on the back burner. This can be connecting with friends or finalising paperwork, finalising contracts. You've had it overdue and you really need to address that, and you need to get it to a point where you're decluttering so you can have the forward movement. It does feel as though last month, on top of purging, you were very busy. And some sense of kind of, what could I say? It could be paperwork or government, you know, contracts. Something didn't come through. And it might have been because you were too busy to finish or finalise that aspect. And it has affected the home, or you feeling grounded in a sense. It's also what you're dealing with externally is affecting your romantic life, or you having a passion for what you're currently dealing with. Okay, now I'm going to pull, which I usually don't do, but I will because it's come through twice. Let's see what is going on for May to get a sneak peek, because it's come through a few times. Okay, so what's everyone saying as I'm shuffling away and tuning in? Hello, Intuitive Perceptions. How's your channel going? I'll have to jump through and have a look. Okay, now whatever this is in May, I feel it's something you're directly working on right now. So maybe the power is in your hands. Look at the card, okay? There's a person sitting there and they're being patient, yet they're actually sitting on a wishing well. They're holding something in their hand. They do have the power in their hand, and it might have been a seed of an idea, and you may be thinking to yourself, oh, yeah, maybe it's a distant, you know, kind of thing, and maybe it can happen one day. It's saying get the work done now. So that was that aspect of paperwork I was seeing for you, because they're holding it. It's a dream in a sense in their hand. And this may be a twin, but I'm feeling it's more personal related. I think this is your baby, and this is something you're wanting to manifest, and you're looking at it and you're realizing it is a seed of an idea. And there may be some more investigation you need to do in the situation, but you will have patience to let it grow, and I do feel there will be forward movement by March. Okay, let's see what other energies are coming through. Now, I'm not going to try and make these readings love. I'm going to see what's coming through for them this month, and that's simply because that's what I've been guided to do. But if you are wanting a booking, I will put the link directly below. If it's not there right away, you can jump through to one of the other videos and you can actually grab the link for the website on that. If you're having troubles, email me and I can give you a heads up on how to use the website, etc. But we'll see what's coming through, because I think sometimes we can miss some key stories that are actually happening in your life and that are relevant. I mean, if you want a very personalised situation, we can do that. I mean, some of the videos come through very dominantly as love. G'day. Spirit Doc. Okay, so some aspect of your soul and, you know, where you're wanting to go, you physically feel an environment where you're the Phoenix rising. So you're really coming to a place where emotionally, physically, spiritually, you're very energetic. Now, there can be mass success, but try and keep grounded, connected to it, you know. You don't want to burn out. So Phoenix rising can be great, but it can set on fire too. So be cautious. Don't burn yourself out. Don't get too cocky. Don't get caught up in ego. Manifest that, but stay humble in that energy. Because of this vibration that is going through you, in a sense of your confidence coming through, you're actually going to feel more attractive. You may find that in general people come through to you and are giving you more offers. They also may be giving you situations where they see the potential in you and they're offering you something. This could be love interest, but it's more the vibration of manifestation that's coming through for you, and it's going to open doors up for you. Okay, some of you, this is connected to a twin flame, but also on a manifestation level, you're divinely guided. But they're asking you to actually be your authentic self. Now, somebody asked me that the other day, that they're still getting to know themselves. And I will be doing a video on that a little bit later when I catch up, you know, because I'm very behind. I usually have these videos done ahead of time. Now, finding your key authentic self is not about you being anyone you aren't today. It's more about if somebody asks you, okay, this is an example. Can you help me with my birthday party? I need you to set food up. And you're thinking, hey, and you're thinking of all your things you have to do, that you have to go to the shops, you got to do food shopping, you got to clean your house, or you got to take the car to the mechanic, or you physically have to work on a car, you know, masculine or feminine. And you say yes, you're going against the grain of who you are. And that's about knowing who you are. So you might be doing something for the betterment of another person. And yes, that's humble, but that can be, you know, stroking their ego, so to speak. Be authentic. Just be straight shooter. If you don't want to do something, call it how it is. If you're trying to mold yourself like putty into something that somebody wants, you're wasting your time. Don't do it. Now, this is going to cause a chain and a wave of creativity. And again, it really bodes very well for business. It may be the way you're going to directly relate to relationships, and love is going to be very creative. And you might be more spontaneous than usual. Now, you need to understand that for you personally, you do have much to learn. We are always students in this world. But if you close yourself off to something, you may be tempted to feel that maybe you know everything. And this can be about a situation, a contract, a love interest. Try and be open to new ways of doing things. It can be that somebody comes in and does really challenge you, and they're taking you away from your comfort zone, but really it is who you are to the core. But and you've been wanting to try something, but you're thinking, and that's really not like Aries. Aries are very confident people. But it does feel someone's going to come into your world that is really taking you out of your depth somehow. And it may even be a career movement. But romantically speaking, there is an energy around you that really tempts you. And this can be music, and it can be, again, you know, you're thinking maybe an external person can't learn to relate in a different way, but maybe it's you that needs to learn in some shape or form. Okay, something in your home front is actually changing. You do know this. You have known this for a long time, but it feels like an energy where you've ignored an aspect of it. Now, this could be anything from feeling you don't vibrationally belong in that home anymore, or that something in the home needs to change. It can also be that you need to cleanse your home. But you're wondering where home is. Now, home is directly belonging inside. It's coming home to self. It's feeling like when you're going somewhere, just being in the moment, for instance. I mean, I've been here for a while and I was never home. But then when you're not home inside, you're never home. So it's two things really. But try and spend some time where you can just do you. If it means that you're drinking hot chocolate and eating a block of chocolate, eat it. If it means you're saying you're turning off your phone and you're watching movies, watch movies. Just be authentically you. And I feel the energy of a message is going to come through via mobile. And I do feel as though you're going to come across a letter that somebody wrote to you a very long time ago. And again, it can be that there was a message, a letter, or a photo that you come across, and you're reflecting back on it, and it's actually surprising you that you have an energy feeling connected to this item. So it might be something you totally forgot about. Also with your room, I'm feeling an energy in the room. You need to cleanse the room. For those of you, this is only for some of you. Those of you who have wallpaper to the left of your bed, I feel it needs white lighting. There's a very heavy energy there. And some signs inside you will know. And this may be that, you know, it can be the light keeps flickering, or you know, something inside that room's changing. It might be that you're having nightmares, or you're not really energetically sleeping correctly. It feels, you know, and this is only for some of you. You'll know when your home's off because it will feel a very heavy energy. You'll also be very agitated when you come home. There's always an environmental factor connected to it. Well, there you go. So there's something connected to home. Pay attention to the red flags. If you have a gut feeling connected to it, follow your gut, because that's what I'm being shown. Some of you might be getting so tired to the point where your eye is drifting and that your eyes are playing up. But it's not overly that. Yeah, you are tired to a degree, but it feels like more a lazy eye. Okay, something in your life had to change, and you've come to a place where you have dreams that are much bigger than what the 3D sees. So people are saying to you, you're bloody stupid, you know, oh, that's a dream. Just, yeah, it's a nice dream, but it's a dream. It feels as though you don't believe that, and you do actually have the power to make that happen. And you are going to ride that wave, and you're going to rise to the top and make it happen. And it's through a small seed of an idea that is co-created. But people who fear to dream, you know, what's that saying? Those who dare to dream, you know, make it a reality, really. And if you're not going to dream and try and attempt to bring that into fruition, it's not going to come about. Yes, there is an aspect where they will need an initial stage of money connected to it, but I feel you're in the beginning stages of, and that's for some of you, plans, and some of you it may actually be, okay, it could even be a building, because I'm seeing like a blueprint connected to an actual building section. It can be a home, for instance, but it feels like, you know, architectural drawings and a plan for some of you. Some of you, it might have been since you were 18 years old you wanted this dream, and they're saying don't give up even if you are older. Okay, now this was an interesting energy. Now in life, not everything is, hello Luciana, not everything is black and white. You're looking at a detail too finely. And again, this card come up, and I will be doing a Divine Feminine video at some stage, and Luciana will be very amused. Okay, don't be laughing now. Don't be teasing me. Okay. In a sense, what you're painting and manifesting in your life is what's going to come through. So if you're only ever tapping into the negative, that's only what's going to come through. When you're busy, you have the potential to be an absolute king or queen. There's that gold there. You are really a warrior, you know, at heart. You do have that energy, but sometimes you place your energy too heavily in one area. But you do need to also nurture yourself and recolor your life, so you focus back on your life in some shape or form. Because when you're giving too much to every area, you're then not placing that beautiful gold energy on you, you know. And if people are painting you in a particular light, repaint that picture, but it's got to start up here first. Now, something in your life had to change, I feel. And I've had this card before in my life, well, recently. I did say gold. Gold pussy, Jan. That's a private joke. We will talk about it in the Divine Feminine video. Okay. Now, I had this card the other day, and I was very confused by it. And then I had to actually tune into it. You two, stop haunting me, okay? I've got to concentrate. Okay, I had to tune into this. And it's basically about the sense that when you're going with the flow with something, yes, energetically, we're actually, you know, we're going with the tides of life. But when you desperately know that you want something to happen and there's no turning back, this is the shit that happens. You go against the grain because you have to. You have to go for your dreams. And if that means society and people and external things are going, but that's not what you should be doing. But then to the core, that's what you believe you physically have to. It is your truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ha ha ha. Don't be laughing at me. I'll come and get you. I'll come to Canada. Yes, I did get reprimanded for stating that I acknowledge Europe and Australia. I'm very humbly sorry that I do not acknowledge the rest of the world. And I would like to say a big hello to America, London, Canada, Japan, you know, wherever you are. I'm so very sorry. In general, hello world. Don't be crying at me with those toothpaste things. Hello, New York. And it's not, I'm not saying hello, it's just, you know, I can't, it's like up there and down here. You know what I mean? Yes, Alex, hello, London. Okay. Something's testing you at the moment, so you're really going to have to really white light yourself. You're going to have to come to a place where, even if those dreams feel completely unattainable, people will trigger you. And look, every dream that has been made or conquered has been because of one person believing in it. There can be anything from the television to the electricity, the lights we use, spaceships. I mean, they all stemmed from a seed. It doesn't matter whether someone thinks you're foolish, and it doesn't matter whether someone thinks you're crazy. You're an entrepreneur, and you need to believe in that. Now, also, there is a connection between people that are going to be around you who are going to be more like-minded. This may mean for some of you that you feel that energetically you need to move towards a different area of work. And although people are saying, well, you're crazy, you know, you're getting 40,000, 50,000 a year, 100,000 a year, what are you doing? You're wanting a connection that vibrates correctly to you. So it may be that you're looking at the job and you're thinking, well, this doesn't directly connect to me, so I just simply can't stay here. And it's your plan and your idea of that you're manifesting, and you're doing it, and they're saying, don't get caught up in that. You have to have faith in the process. Although people will say to you, see, we told you it didn't work, and it's that little bird on the shoulder, you know, talking shit to you, don't listen to it. It's your ego. It's you've got to trust yourself. Any colourful dream is yours to have, and you have to have faith in yourself. Now, by looking at that and realising that an aspect of your power had been given away, which is actually quite relevant, I'm feeling, for February coming into this month coming, March. When you get to a place where you're trying to fit into a box somebody thinks you physically are supposed to be living in, that becomes problematic, because then you're not being authentically you, even though it's almost like you gave that power to them because you wanted them to talk you out of it. Stop doing that. You're just using excuses not to face the reality of what you're actually wanting and what you're daring to dream. Be it a relationship, a road, a person, an idea. Stop judging yourself. Even if it does fail, it's divinely guided and it's full of pure love. And it has the world of potential in it. That's the message that's coming through. Okay, I'm going to clean these up and I shall answer some of your questions. Any questions? Although you guys gave me a lazy eye through this reading and it's really irritating me now. Has anyone been experiencing like a lazy eye? Okay, the heavy energy, I do feel as though it came through, as I said, movement in our energy started shifting from about October last year. There was movement, and like I said, it was like we were going up, you know, a ramp. Now, February for every zodiac sign has been heavy. Some of you would have related to it more, you know, like internal turmoil. Others of you would have felt it more in a sense of inner conflict. And then others would have been just like putting their head in the sand, which is very not proactive. But most of us have felt that vibration of change. Some of us have been having almost like energetic panic attacks. That may not have been our energy. It might have been an environment around us, like we were an empath receiving a signal. Yeah, and mine has been like that, directly connected to people around me and, you know, energies around me. Just do your chart. Usually, if you're wanting to know what your rising signs are, guys, just put 12 p.m. I think, or 12, yeah, I think it's 12 p.m. in, and it will still give you a rough guide connected to what it is if you don't know your time of birth. But just go onto the internet and, you know, have a look at what your chart is. But you'll feel the environment directly. It is supposed to be moving by next month, but I did notice a trend when I was tuning into the different zodiac signs that yes, we're going to be dealing with a bit of conflict for the next 2 to 3 months, but it's not major. It's just different aspects, different things, but not as much triggers. But I did see a trend, but there is massive forward movement from January, March, April, May, June, July. April, May, June, July, it felt like more movement. No, other signs are feeling stuck. Yeah, manifestation, I think we had sort of like the eye of the storm in January. And then from there, it was coming to a place where we had to purge all the crap. And that was for us to be ready to not carry that baggage with us. But I mean, I can tell in me doing my work, I feel very different. There had been an emotional state. There had been a numb state, a shocked state. Now there's very much, it's down to business, and that's for sanity's sakes, and also for forward movement. And I think energetically we do know that we can't stay in hermit mode forever. We cannot stay there and be stuck. So as you're healing and doing that purging, that's what's going to happen. So trust in that process. That's supposed to happen for a reason. And then try and tune into, you know, an aspect of, you know, tuning out of whatever's really triggering you. I mean, for me, I decided to listen to music that was just completely related to a higher vibration of happiness and a playful energy. If you're needing to get out of that, you have to vibrationally be ready for that, obviously, but that's how I dealt with it. Music therapy. And bourbon. Yes, Britney Spears. You want a hot body? You got to work, bitch. Yeah, I've done that last night. Jen, behave. Jen and Luciana and I do have conference calls now and then. And I'll just let you guys in on a little hint as to how naughty we are. We were laughing about the fact that divine feminines, the reality is if they want union, they need to step into their power. And they need to... Jen's going, yes, Yildiz. They need to worship their core self. They need to worship how they're like a medallion. I'm trying to be... Really, Jen, don't. Yes, so we'll leave that for the Divine Feminine video anyway. But she's also teaching me not to be so serious about myself, which is actually, I'm not really, at work, I always compartmentalise everything. So generally at work, I'm like an uptight bitch, you know, I'm very, and then in my normal life, I'm very playful. Yeah. And then as mother, I'm very, but sometimes you need to have those aspects in different areas. So anyway, yeah. Oh, you were kidding about don't. You want me to talk about the gold pussy? I was talking about the feminines underestimate themselves and they're too caught up in their head. So if you are an Aries and you are a divine feminine, this may be a message for you because obviously I'm getting ganged up on here. You need to own the fact that you're the trophy. You need to come to a place where you realize you are perfectly beautiful. You're perfectly, you know, of who you are. You're too busy getting caught up in your head that you have to be X, Y, and Z. You've been giving your power away as well, and you really need to be focusing on yourself as, you know, having hopes and dreams and actually focusing on them and not getting too caught up on, I'm drowning, help me, come and save me. You really need to just own your power and know that they're dickheads if they don't know that. I'm just saying. Any questions? Well, I light my smoke up again. Yeah, pretty much. You got a Hail Mary. Where's the Golden Girls? Yeah, it's us, unfortunately, isn't it? That actually is really funny you say that, Jen, because my uncle used to call my sister, my 3 sisters and I, the Golden Girls. We're slightly younger, though. So how about twin work now, purging? Don't focus on separation. Just focus on getting yourself in your whole core self. Why have you become unimportant in the twin flame journey? That's what we have to ask ourselves. You know, because when we put ourselves on hold, we're forgetting ourselves. And the whole aspect of coming into a union would be to feel that we're respected for our dreams as well. And that's on both sides. Both dreams, both having growth, both having freedom, both sharing love. And until we're vibrationally there, then it's not ready. And that's cool. It's time to party and bullshit. What about an OBE? Okay, I don't know what an OBE is. Elaborate, please. Okay, well, I did discuss something with somebody that sometimes we can energetically have a 5D relationship and be too much in the 5D than the 3D. That's probably not healthy. Yes, I have had out-of-body experiences, and that's just in general kind of like teleportation. But as for, you know, you being in the 5D too much and not the 3D, that's complicated. You need to get both energies balanced. You've got to be aligned correctly. Yeah, I have too, during an operation, and I thought that the doctors were playing real shit music. It was very frustrating. And I actually thought they were very impolite because they were not paying attention. They were talking shit. It's like, excuse me, you are friggin' operating on my body. Can you pay attention, please? Next question. I'll do the Taurus video next. Yeah, but hey, I worked in the care field, and I've got to say I tried to maintain that, you know, rapport in there. And at times I was a culprit of myself. I was like, oi, you know, come on, the person's here. And I'd always get them to join in on the conversation, but we're all human. You wish you could do an energy check like a car fix and fax onto your boyfriend. That's giving power away. Now, everyone, be it feminine, masculine, boyfriend, girlfriend, twin or non-twin, which I believe we all have one, so I'm not even going to go into that argument on YouTube. You can be with your one or you don't have to be. It's totally up to you energetically, spiritually, how you grow. However, I do feel you'll always be pulled back to one person in particular. So for you, what you're going to need to get is, if you're wanting to know how to send messages, I'm going to do messages on how to mentally communicate telepathically, which you can, but you can't force a person against their will. If they don't want to do something, number one, they're not going to let you in at a communication level from a psychic perception, if you understand what I'm saying. And until they're ready, you can will it all you want. It won't happen. So just focus on self. You're giving your power away. Trust me, if they're there and you're there right now, they're energetically not that interesting to be hanging out with you. Because all there would be is arguments, because vibrationally you haven't grown spiritually enough to do that work together. Next question. I argue. I'm human. Jen, I love you, Yildiz. I love you for being such a bitch. Yeah, it's the energy of February. Because we're purging, and some of us are sensing energies around us, so it might be mother, father, twin, partner. We're absorbing that, and we're getting triggered, and it's got to come out because we've been carrying it too long, so we may be displaying very erratic, angry behaviour. Until we purge those things, how can we vibrationally be in the same room with people without getting triggered? And if we are going to hermit mode, go walk on the beach, as Jen suggested to me. Play some music that's a bit more upbeat. Yes, go through that dark energy because it's going to serve you, trust me. But yes, reach out if you're needing somebody for that support, because you don't want to come to a place where you're going, right, that's it, I quit. I mean, that's just pointless. Even if on the 3D you're feeling your support network isn't there, reach out to somebody. Even if it's an emergency email to me, by all means reach out. Every sign is we're having a mass movement of an energy shift. And look, I've only really talked to one person who is in denial that they were feeling it. So I'm like, yeah, that's okay. If they want to be there in that energy, that's fine. But theirs will be internal and very private. The rest of us are just more open to it and going, it hasn't been that nice. So just be gentle on your counterparts and people around you, because they're going through what you're going through. You're just displaying it in different shapes and forms. Any other questions? No questions. A mediumship reading. I will be doing an update for the twin video soon, and that's for the energies going on. Anything connected to Aries as such, at a personal level. Let us focus on ourselves. You visualized a mirror. Pretty much. What's going on in your life energetically is what they're feeling about theirs. And what happens outside of ourselves, actually, and this is more, you know, the way I've been visually seeing it. Sometimes we might be triggered by something that's happening around us, yet it directly will relate to us. Yeah, well, whatever's going on in them is going on in you. Sometimes you might display it differently to the way they are, but energetically you're both at that same vibration at the moment. Each twin will have their own frequency. So I know for my twin and I, we're in hermit mode. I'm dealing with the energy differently though. I'm processing. Yeah, look at the signs, but don't get caught too much in it. Try and keep in the 3D. Because again, that's what's being shown to me for this month coming. Stay in the 3D. Be present. We've been too much in our heads and too much in the 5D of manifesting. Yes, we've got to do that. But what's been shown to me is if you're getting triggered, be very selective of what videos you listen to. Don't tap into that, because you're searching for a reason to not try. Then when we're coming to a place where we're saying we can't do something, well, again, that's what's going to come to you. So just trust in the process of hermit mode. And it's not really hermit mode, it's more reflective mode. We're going to rephrase it. We're going to put it in a more positive light. We've got the light on, we're sitting in a cupboard and we're going, what picture do I want to paint? I might paint the ocean. I might paint a can of bourbon. Yeah. Or a golden crown. Well, I only learnt about twins probably a year ago, but it doesn't define you. Being a twin is coming home to self. You need to come home to self. Yes, there's more to it, obviously, but that's the key that I'm being shown right now, that we have to remember to keep ourselves sane. So you're going through an episode, in what shape or form? Energetically? I know, Aries, some of you are feeling very heavy in your base chakra. You could be having family dynamics going on. Yeah, it just feels heavy energy. No, you won't explode if you do more processing, True Blue. You know, I thought that, and I like going through the dark night of the soul, I was like, oh my God, if I break any further, there's going to be nothing of me left. And yes, there was. It was very amusing, actually. It was a very quick switch out of it, and it was cool. You can't break what's broken. So break away. Break right down. It's there for a reason. It is to serve you for your road in your life, so that your fears are washing away, because you've fulfilled all your fears. They have been aspects of excuses you've used as a little safety harness, like you're in the water, you're in the deep ocean, and there's a scary world out there, and you're wearing your life jacket, and you're holding on to it for grim death, and you're going, yes, but because X, Y, and Z is going to happen, I'm just going to hold on to this, and I'm going to get stuck, and then that breaks, and other things happen, and that's what February was for. And then somebody unbuckled that bloody safety vest, and suddenly you were floating. You were floating, and you were going, are you serious? Like, what do I hold on to now? I've got no more excuses. Oh, shit. And then it's like you're looking around, and it is like the calm, you know, you were in the calm of the storm in January. You hit the tsunami, which was your internal conflict. You then jumped outside of yourself, and you were looking at the internal conflict as it belonged to you, from your side of it, not from everybody else's, and a memory set from your part in the situation, and then went, wow. And then you had your breathing moment, and you looked around you, the storm had stopped. Well, theoretically it hasn't, but you've just come to that stronger place to be able to stand in that storm when it goes by. And then you're looking at the mess, and you're going, now shit's got to change. That's where I'm at. Something does. Balance. Hi, Marie. Okay, I'm going to leave this video, and I will come back for Taurus. If you have any comments, you can put them once it's saved. And if I have time, I'll come back, and I'll try to message each of you. If you are wanting a booking, the link will be directly below soon. Otherwise, go to a different video. What else was I going to say? I do have now connected to the website, if you're wanting to make bookings. I only initially had PayPal. I now have added debit card and credit card and MasterCard payments on there. So if you're needing to make a booking, you can do it that way. There's also a spiritual shop connected. So if you want to have a look, you're welcome to. So there's incense sticks, chakra stones, twin flame candles for meditation and healing. Yeah, lots of different things. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon.